Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day so far and welcome to today's video, which is going to be a very exciting one because we have new Charlotte Tilbury products. I have 2 shades of her new foundation sticks. We're going to be trying it as a foundation and a cream bronzer or contour. And I also picked up 2 of the new shades of her Beautiful Skin Lip and Cheek Glows so we can see those in action as well. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so let's start off with these new foundation sticks. These are the Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint Hydrating Foundation Sticks. They are available in 20 shades and they will set you back £35 or $46 for 9 grams of product. They claim to give you a ring light effect in a hydrating foundation stick, blurring and smoothing for a soft focus skin glow. Buildable sheer to light coverage, supernatural soft glow, no foundation finish. And of course, here is that all important ingredients list so that you can have a little look there and see if there's anything that alarms you. So I picked up 2 shades of the foundation stick because I wanted to try it both as a foundation and as a cream bronzer, because I do like a stick when it comes to cream bronzer. That's kind of my, one of my few products that I actually like in stick form. So the fill size, to give you an idea, in comparison to the Tom Ford, is quite small. The Tom Ford stick has 15 grams of product and there is 9 in the Charlotte Tilbury. So of course there is a big price difference between these two, but some of that is countered by the amount of product that you get. Here is the stick packaging. I feel like Charlotte Tilbury packaging is always really pretty, but this isn't especially luxurious and it does feel quite lightweight. As I said, I picked up 2 shades, one for foundation, which is 7.5, and then I picked up shade 14 with the intention to use that shade as a sort of cream contour or bronzer. Both of these shades are neutral. Okay, now moving on to the Beautiful Skin Island Glow Lip and Cheek. So these are available in 5 shades. 2 of those existed already. So that was the Colour of Passion and Colour of Dreams. So those were 2 shades we already had. So we've got 3 new shades. And I picked up Sun Blushed Glow and Beach Peach Glow. And these will set you back £30 or $40 for 2.5 grams of product. And here she is. So this is the shade Sun Blushed Glow, and then this is Beach Peach Glow. I do already own the Colour of Dreams shade, so I will swatch that one along with these 2 new shades to show you kind of where it sits. But these are described as an easy to use cream blush and lip tint for a dewy, healthy looking holiday blush and glow. Weightless, buildable, chiffon sheer colour for lips and cheeks, easy to use, easy to blend cream formula, and infused with skin loving ingredients. And here are those ingredients for you. So here is Beach Peach, Sun Blushed Glow, and Colour of Dreams. Okay, so let's jump into the demo of all these products and give you my first impressions. Okay, so I have primed my skin as always with my Tom Ford Soft Matte Primer, so that we have a level playing field to try these little bad boys out on today. I'm very used to that primer. It's never steered me wrong. Okay, so I can't smell anything whatsoever on the stick. Doesn't seem to have any noticeable fragrance. I'm just going to start drawing this on this side. I'm going to start off with a brush because I think this will just give us more coverage, as this is a really sheer to light coverage stick, so you don't have to worry so much about your shade with this one. You're going to be able to make a shade work a lot more when something is sheer or light coverage versus if it was, a full coverage, in which case, any sort of discrepancy of shade to your skin tone is going to show a lot more. Okay, so there is the first layer. The colour is absolutely fine for my skin tone. I think it's a good undertone match for me. It is very light. What is that dog hair get off my face. They just get everywhere, don't they? Also, by the way, I am literally covered in glitter because we went to the Eras tour last night and it is just all over me, all over my face. So if you do see glitter on my face, that's not the foundation. That is just the glitter that will presumably now be with me to the grave, because it was all over my hair and my face. But we had the absolute best time. Okay, so this is somewhat of a sort of built up layer, and you can see it's still very sheer, very light, still lots of redness showing through versus this side. Now this side, my skin is a little mattified from the primer, so you can kind of see, this isn't what my skin would look like if I'd just done skincare. My skin would be a lot glowier than this, but that primer is a little mattifying, so my skin on this side is fairly matte. And you can see the glow. It is glowy. It's not perhaps as glowy as I expected. I did get a lot of comments and messages from people who had seen Nicola Chapman's live video that she did with these sticks. I don't know what her skin type is, but it was apparently so unbelievably shiny on her that lots of people were completely put off from buying it and feeling like it was going to be a highlighter all over the skin. I don't feel like this looks like highlighter on me all over the skin, bearing in mind that my primer is more mattifying, but it doesn't typically affect the finish of foundation once the foundation has gone on. It doesn't give it extra glow, but it also doesn't mattify foundations either. But I think this looks gorgeous, a beautiful glowy finish, but very light coverage. I will use a sponge on this side just so we can see if there's any difference. It glides on really nice and smoothly. And it's blending in beautifully with a sponge. So you really can use either tool. I do prefer a foundation brush for my foundation. But I do think either is going to work very nicely with this one. Very quick. I'm hardly having to do anything, to be honest. I'm just sort of pushing it slightly into the skin. Okay, and here we have a built up layer. I don't think we're going to build much more than this. I think this is about the max coverage that we can get out of this stick. I think it is, you know, what it says, what it claims to be, a light coverage. And it is uber glowy goddess skin, but despite all of that glow, it's not super enhancing texture. Like, I feel like my skin looks really flawless, glowy and smooth and juicy. Certainly not like I've put highlighter all over my face. So as I have a deeper shade to try as a bronzing stick, I'm going to do this before I do my concealer. Obviously I'm looking a little shiny in the center of my face, which I don't love, but I will be putting concealer and powder in those areas. So I'm going to do that after I finish with my cream products. This is a really nice tone if you like a more neutral bronzer. I chose a shade that was neutral because I do prefer a neutral bronzer, but there are sort of deeper, warmer tones if you're around my skin tone and you would like to pick up a shade for bronzer or for contour. There are neutral or warm tones to choose from. I just prefer a more neutral shade. So this is going to be a sort of contouring bronzer, and again that's blending in so beautifully and so easily. And because it's sheer, it's very easy to use and to sort of go a bit more heavy-handed with, because once you've blended out it is still going to be very natural and very sheer, but you've still got that gorgeous glowy finish. Very natural bronze there. I really like that. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to go in with concealer and we'll set that with some powder. I'm having to mix concealer shades at the moment because I have my Haus Labs, but the winter shade that I've used up until I got a tan is now crazy bright. And I picked up what I thought would be like a good summer neutral shade, which is 31, and it was like the same sort of shade as my skin tone, so I like something slightly brighter, so I'm kind of mixing the two at the moment. So I'm interested to see how these products, other products, go over the top of this. I definitely think you could use this stick as a sort of mixing product, you know, used either before or alongside another foundation with a bit more coverage, but that you want a bit more glow out of. I'll definitely be giving that a try next. I'm just going to set that with my Givenchy powder. And this is just going to give me a bit more coverage where I'd like it, and also mattify sort of around the centre of my face, my nose, places where I don't really want to look shiny, because then it can look a little sweaty. Now my skin tone is still looking super uneven in areas where I have a bit more discoloration or redness showing through, because, like, especially here, because I have quite a bit more redness on this side. So just bear that in mind, because it isn't going to cover everything. If you have a lot of redness, if you have a lot of discoloration or hyperpigmentation, it isn't going to cover everything. It is what it says on the tin. It is a sheer to light coverage. I know lots of people are wishing that she had done a higher coverage, but she does have, you know, 2 other foundations with more coverage, so I think it's nice to have options for people who don't want so much coverage. You can see now I've sort of mattified the center of my face, and now I'm looking really glowy, you know, on the majority of my skin, but the center of my face doesn't look so shiny. So I'm going to move on now to the Beautiful Skin Lip and Cheeks. I picked up 2 shades, as I said, so I'm going to use both of them today, and then they kind of, I think, will go together kind of nicely, I hope. Oh, wish me luck. So I'll start off with the lighter shade, which is a Beach Peach Glow. I'm using my BK Beauty 109 as always, and I'm just going to start tapping that lightly on the skin. This is very soft and subtle. These are not new formula, just not new shades, and I have used this formula before and I really like it. It's very easy to use. One of my favorite cream formulas. It's not sticky, it doesn't pick your makeup up. You can see how much you can build that. Just wanted to show you how much you can build the colour of these. Let's use a little bit on the lips. I will say I don't really like lip and cheek duos. I've said this before. I just feel like if a product is made to work on the cheeks, it typically doesn't feel nice on the lips. But these don't feel bad at all. They feel very comfortable, very lightweight and thin. Very soft, pretty colour, but it can absolutely be built up. Clean my brush off and let's go with the other shade. This one a lot more terrifying. So I'm going to use a very light hand. If I can manage this, if this is possible for me, we will find out. Much brighter shade. Love the finish of these. They're so pretty, juicy skin. So yeah, off the bat, that is as intense as a built up Beach Peach. This is the shade Sun Blushed Glow, by the way. Not sure if I remembered to tell you that. My brain is still very fuzzy from the concert, okay? I'm an utter mess. I'm deaf in like 1.5 ears and my throat is agony. I'm exhausted. We got home about midnight, which was very impressive, but it was a lot of driving, a lot of screaming and dancing. So I am not quite with the program today. So this is beautiful, a really pretty, bright, corally shade, kind of a little red as well in there. This side much more of a natural, everyday blush, both beautiful. I do really like this formula. It's very easy to use. It's very lightweight. It feels and looks really hydrating and pretty and juicy, and I love it. Oh, I didn't put that one on my lips. I'm so sorry. Give me one moment. I told you I'm not with the program today. There she is on the lips. Okay, so here is the finished look. This side with the Beach Peach Glow and this side with the Sun Blushed Glow. Both super pretty. I don't find this foundation stick to be too shiny at all. I think it's gorgeous. I really love it. It's just all going to depend on your preferences, but also your skin type, because if you have combo or oilier skin type, this is probably just going to be like a bridge too far for you guys. I feel like if you have a drier skin type, you'll probably love it. I think it looks beautiful. It's very lightweight and comfortable. It feels very tacky still, like it hasn't dried down at all. It's not going to be transfer proof. I don't think it's going to be super long wearing either. I will say I really wish I could do a wear test today, but I haven't got time because the products all just arrived too late. There's not enough hours left in the day to do, you know, a decent length wear test, but I will be doing my own wear test over the next few days and playing around with it. So I will let you know how it wears in a pinned comment once I've given it a couple of days, and I will also let you know in my June roundup how it's got along over the course of really giving it a proper test. But I would absolutely wear a foundation this glowy. I love the glow, and it's either for you or it's not. It's definitely for me. It is what it claims to be, a sheer to light coverage foundation. You're not going to get a lot of coverage out of it. It is very natural, very skin-like. And I think it's very pretty. Okay, so these little cheek and lip combo products aren't new. As I said, they are just new shades. I do like these. I already know that I like this formula. It's very easy going. It's very easy to use. I love the pretty glowing finish. They're very forgiving. They're not overly pigmented. They're not difficult to blend out. And they are exactly as described. Very weightless, easygoing summer cream cheek products. I don't like them on the lips. I rarely ever like lip cheek combo products on the lips. They don't feel like a lipstick. They are a bit stainy, and I don't really like lip stain. Well, I don't like lip stain. I'm not just going to beat around the bush with you guys, okay? I don't like stains on my lips. I just like to wipe my lips off and the colour be gone. I don't really ever have a need for a stain. They don't feel uncomfortable. They just don't really feel like a lipstick. You know, they feel slightly odd on the lips, which I don't love, and they're just not my kind of product. I like something a bit glossier and shinier typically. So these I've only ever really used on the cheeks. You can obviously use them on the lips, especially if you want more of a stain and you just prefer that. But I think these colours are beautiful and perfect for the summer. These sticks I have a decent first impression of. They're not really my type of foundation, my favorite typical type of foundation. I do like something that's going to even my skin tone a bit more than this level of coverage. Typically I'm a medium coverage kind of girl, so these don't really have enough coverage for me. I'm still seeing quite a bit of uneven skin tone on me. You know, I've got quite a bit of redness on my cheeks and discoloration, and I do just like to even everything out while still looking like skin. And I'm definitely still seeing quite a bit of redness, which I don't love, and it just makes everything look patchy on me because my skin tone isn't perfect and perfectly even, and because of that redness. So it ends up looking like I've sort of made a mess, you know, of my makeup, it makes it look like I've got sort of blush down here, or it makes me look a little muddy if I don't sort of even out my complexion a bit more than these can. That being said, I love the finish of it. I think the texture is very flattering. I found them very easy to use. And of course, it is supposed to be a sheer to light coverage, and it is exactly that. It's a sheer to light amount of coverage, and it definitely did that. It did even up my skin tone and texture, just not as much as I wish it would. I prefer, like I said, a medium coverage to just even everything out on my skin tone personally. But I think the finish is beautiful. I don't find it too shiny, especially once I've put concealer in the center of my face and set with powder. I think it's beautiful. The finish is gorgeous. I will insert a little video of it in natural daylight so that you can see what it looks like in natural daylight, but I don't have any issues with the amount of glow. I think that's beautiful. For me, how I would see myself using this as a foundation stick, or as its intended purpose, is to sort of mix it in with something. I think that's going to be amazing. I can really see me, you know, doing a light layer of this and then a little bit of maybe the Tom Ford matte foundation to get a little bit more coverage, but much more glow and luminosity, and it being a really great mixing product in that way. I also think it works beautifully as a cream contour or bronzer as I used it today. I think that's going to be gorgeous with a lot of glow to it as well. I find it really smoothing and perfecting. It isn't going to wear well. I'm just going to say that now. That's my prediction. I'll eat my own hat. I'll eat a stick. If I come back in my June roundup and tell you this wore perfectly for 10 hours, I'd be, my flabber would be super gasted, not just gasted, it would be flabbered out the gate, okay? I can't see that happening just because there's no wear time claim here. And that immediately I'm suspicious. I see no wear time claim at all, which is highly unusual for a sort of foundation product these days, isn't it? Typically, especially from Charlotte Tilbury, we'll typically see a foundation having a scientifically proven claim of wearing for 6 months straight. But I can't find a wear claim or even something that just says long wearing anywhere in the description of these sticks. So that would lead me to believe that it's not claiming to be, nor is it a long wearing product, and I don't expect it to be either. It's you know, a very light amount of coverage with a very glowy finish, and also feeling it isn't setting down, it's staying, you know, juicy on the skin, so it's going to transfer. I don't think it's going to wear very well, so you know, bear that in mind. This is going to be for a specific kind of person, someone who just wants a real tiny little bit of zhuzh, of like cheating the system to the skin without really much coverage, and who doesn't need something to be super long wearing. I will keep trying and testing these out over the next few weeks, and I'll let you know in my June roundup how I got on over the next few weeks, testing it out, testing it, mixing it with other foundations, and seeing how it wears when I'm able to have it on my skin for a bit longer than I am today, and just really get to the crux of what's going on here, and whether this can be something that I will use regularly in my makeup routine or not. I will let you know. But please let me know if you have tried these products, how you got along with them, whether it's something that you can see yourself using or not really at all. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. But I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and I would love to see you in the next one. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye 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 bye.